Good morning. I'm Councillor Glen, and this is my weekly Stittsville update for Saturday, January 25th. This morning I'm in Jackson Trails at Pioneer Plains Park and the skating rink here. A big thank you to Jamie and all the volunteers who keep this rink in great shape every year. It has been a great year for rinks in our community in Ottawa. We've had great rink weather. Thank you to the volunteers at all 14 outdoor rinks across Stittsville for everything you're doing. It's greatly appreciated. Some last minute information. I saw an update that Banjo the dog is home safe. People in our community have been searching for Banjo for a couple weeks. He got loose and was lost. And I know with the cold weather over the last week, people were super concerned. But yesterday, Banjo was found. So what a relief for the family. And thank you to all the volunteers and neighbors who helped search for Banjo. That's great news. Tuesday is our primary care health hub information meeting here in Stittsville. It's on Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Registration is nearly full. There might be one or two spots left. Thank you to everybody who registered. We're going to be doing a live video stream as well, and I'll be posting that link on Monday or Tuesday on my website, so please do check that out. It's a really exciting opportunity to improve access to primary health care. Family doctors, nurse practitioners, and other professionals here in Stittsville. So we'll have Dr. Taylor Ferrier, who's the proponent behind this, and he'll give us an update about what he's working on, what the next steps are. Still pretty early in the process, but really encouraging work so far. Coming up on February 22nd, it is Coldest Night of the Year, a fundraising walk. There are events like this happening at different locations in Ottawa, but here in Stittsville, it's a fundraiser for Lionhearts. And if you haven't heard of Lionhearts, look them up. They're a great organization focused on food security. One of the main things they do is recovering food from restaurants, grocery stores, Canadian Tire Center, and redistributing that food to people in need. So to local food banks, local shelters, low-income people, organizations that serve people in need. So a really great organization. February 22nd is a fundraising walk. You can register for a 2K or a 5K. I'm going to be participating, and I'm trying to build a team, so you could join my team, or you could create your own team with your coworkers or your neighbors. Excuse me. There's information on my website, glengower.ca. My team is Councillor Glen and Friends if you want to sign up to our team. If you can't participate, maybe a donation to Coldest Night of the Year. You can do that online as well, and you can get a charity receipt too, which is great. Coming up next weekend, February 2nd, is Trailfest, Stittsville Trailfest. There's a group of volunteers who would like to do some winter trails in our community, whether that is along the Trans-Canada Trail, maybe a local park space to be determined, but they'd like to share some of their ideas and meet residents who are interested in that, and it's going to be at Cardell Rec next Sunday, so again, information on my website. We got some good news at the city this week around federal funding, $10.5 million through the Federal Unsheltered Homelessness and Encampment Initiative funding. That's a very long program title, but what it means is, look, we have about 350 people living unsheltered in Ottawa. They are living in parks and encampments or on the streets. It's a big problem, 350 people. The city has a number of programs to get these people help. Emergency shelters, transitional housing, permanent housing, and all the wraparound supports and services that go along with that. Mental health services, substance abuse services, any services that they need to help them be safe and secure. So that $10.5 million will go towards that. And the city has a range of initiatives around shelters. So whether it's around converting old office space into emergency shelter space, building more transitional housing, there's all sorts of initiatives. So that $10.5 million will go a long way to help people have someplace safe and not be unsheltered, especially during these cold winter months. So that's good news. OC Transpo today is launching Line 2 and Line 4 Saturday service. So that's the new train line running north-south. Be a really great opportunity if you're planning to head to Comic-Con today or to the Rideau Canal to skate, to check out that train. The Comic-Con is at the EY Center, which is at the new Upland station on the way to the airport. And you can get off the train at Dow's Lake to go skating. I did that on Thursday, something I've been wanting to do for a number of years, but the timing and weather never works out, so that's great. It's, maybe not the most convenient or useful thing from Stittsville, but if you're looking for a bit of exploration, urban exploration and adventure today, that's a great way to do it. There are park and rides at Greenboro and at Leitrim, way in the south end. And try out the train. Let me know what you think. It's running now Mondays to Saturdays, and Sunday service will start up probably in about 2 weeks, as they make sure that all of the issues are worked out and resolved. Other new stuff for OC Transpo, they launched the first new Para Transpo minibus this week. So they're refurbishing that whole fleet. I think there's about 25 or so new buses hitting the streets this week. And last week, or 2 weeks ago, the new one of the new electric buses went into service. So that's good too. Local development, always go to glengower.ca/development and you will see all of the files, information about all of the active files. This week we posted a new one about 785 Cope. That's the future park between Dagenham and Angel Heights. There's a very minor rezoning to reflect the configuration of the park from the park consultation that was done about a year ago or so. And originally there were supposed to be some residential lots on Dagenham, but they're going to shift that over to Angel Heights. So it doesn't change the size of the park really, it's just a change in where the housing would be on that big lot. And hopefully we can get construction of that park going ASAP. It's going to be a really important community park. It is Crimestoppers Month. You can find information about that on my website. A reminder about the role that Crime Savers has in law enforcement and prevention here in Ottawa. It's a way that you can make anonymous reports about crime or send tips to the police. And you can check out information on my website or ottawapolice.ca. Coming up this week, we have some important multicultural and human rights events coming up. It's International Holocaust Remembrance Day coming up this week. It is the National Day of Remembrance for the Quebec City Mosque attack and Action Against Islamophobia coming up this week. And the Chinese New Year kicks off this week as well. So lots happening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying up to date with everything that's happening in your community. And I hope you have a great weekend. Take care.